Hello, my name is Paul McCartney and I'm here to talk about Meat-Free Monday. The idea originally occurred to me when I read a report that was prepared by the United Nations, which came out in 2006, called Livestock's Long Shadow. And in the UN report, it stated that the livestock industry is responsible for 18% of the greenhouse gases that we experience, or it may even be more. Now that's a big percentage. So I started to think, well, what can be done about this? So I started off writing letters to people like heads of state and people that I thought would have an influence on younger people and on the populations as a whole. And I told them about this report and said, what interested me about this report was it wasn't written by a vegetarian society so that people could say, well, you would say that, you know, you're vegetarian, you want us all to stop eating meat. This was written by the United Nations. And when I heard about Meat-Free Monday, which we didn't start, it was already a campaign that was growing in various parts of the world, I thought that's a perfect way, because it doesn't say to people, look, you've all got to go vegetarian. That's maybe too hard for people to do, and it maybe makes people dig their heels in. What this campaign suggests is just for one day a week, you think about not eating meat. It's not like we just have a little bit of meat here. Some countries eat meat for every single meal. It's not doing them any good. So I thought that was a great campaign to get involved with. I found that what people said was, we're looking for a way to help. I think we're all aware about climate change and that something has to be done about it. Certainly teachers know about it, certainly politicians know about it, and kids know about it, because it's their world that they're going to inherit. And I don't think they like the idea that we, the grown-ups, are going to mess it up. So it became something that people say, look, I could do that. It's an accessible idea, and it's something that really isn't that difficult to do. Once people do it, I find that a lot of people enjoy it. They think, well, it's really easy. I'm just eating veg, and I'll have pizza, I'll have pasta. And so we in the campaign have said to them, okay, what you need to do is, if it's a puzzle, how can I exist without meat on a Monday? Or for that matter, any other day of the week. You know, we don't mind which day it is. We just happen to say Monday seems to be a good day. How can I exist without that? I have no idea what to cook. Well, then we direct them to our website and to the cookbook that we've prepared, which is really simple. It gives them millions of recipes, millions of ideas, and people have got back to me and said, it's really easy. In fact, some people have said, you know what, I realize I do that anyway. For one day in a week, it's quite often that I would not eat meat. Younger people particularly say we really love this idea because it gives us some way of helping to save our future, helping to save this planet and helping to avoid the catastrophes that climate change could cause. So that's what we're on about. We are particularly keen to get this message over in schools. So our campaign goes into schools and we hold workshops. So the idea seems to be something that's grabbing people's attention. There are certain schools that have adopted the idea. And so the first thing I wanted to know is it working? Are you having loads of complaints from the parents? Are the kids themselves enjoying it? And pretty much in all the cases that we've looked at, people are enjoying it. It creates a day in the week when something else happens on the menu, something interesting arrives, but most importantly, the kids themselves know they're doing something to help their own future. In fact, I heard of a case where on Meat-Free Monday, one of the teachers was having a bacon butty, and the kid said, excuse me, sir. I said, yeah, why, what's wrong? She said, you're eating bacon. Oh yeah. And so it's the kids themselves, you know, that give us the hope for the future. So that's our message.
Yep.
Try
Yes.
just taking this one day out of the week and try not eating meat, because it will cut down on the billions and billions of animals that are slaughtered for our consumption each day, each week, each year. Once you add it all together, it's phenomenal. This is the other thing, you know, medical opinion is starting to say that's what's causing some of the great epidemic in our health these days. That to maybe just not be so crazily in love with meat and to just look at varying your diet a little bit here and there is going to help people as well as the planet. So obviously, I, who've been vegetarian for over 30 years now, I see the value of it, and on a number of levels. If you ask me why I went vegetarian in the first place, it was a compassion thing. I was on sheep farm watching the lambs playing around, and there's nothing much cuter than that. They're just born, they're gambling, they run from one end of the field, and somebody says, let's run back. And they all go. So you're watching them and entertaining them, because what happened, we realized we were having leg of lamb. As we're sitting down watching this, and the penny dropped, we went, ooh, leg of those. So it was a compassionate thing. And I look at that and I say, come on, seriously, what is wrong with a bit of compassion? I think in a world like ours, where there is so much trouble and so much strife and so many wars, so much violence, I think that the thing that originally turned me on, just this whole idea of let's have a bit of compassion, it's a big feature of most religions, but you know, it goes a little bit by the way these days, and people say, compassion, you know, so what? They're just animals. So anyway, for me, I think that's quite important. But the thing about the UN report was that it gave another angle that I didn't know about. And it said, look, whether you want to save animals or not, that's up to you. Whether you want to eat animals or not, that's up to you. Whether you want to save the planet, and whether you want to save your own future, maybe that's not just up to you. Maybe we have a responsibility to actually do something for our children, for our fellow beings on this planet, and for the future, for the generations that are now being born that will inherit what we leave them. So I think it's a great idea, and I urge people, I urge you to, if you believe what I'm saying, if you're remotely interested, try it. And if you like it, if you think it is a good idea, which I definitely do, and the people that I talk to about this definitely do, then spread the word. Help us spread the word. And if enough people do it, it really will make a considerable difference to the future of this planet. Thank you.